Yo, this is why you need to learn to flirt when you're still young, bro. My fans on. I'm really sorry if you can't hear me speaking. But like, if you're still like 16, 17, 18, 15, right? Still like maybe anything below 21, and you don't talk to girls, you don't speak to girls, you're like, oh, I need to study, I need to work on my business, I need to do this, I need to, go all in on the sport, I don't care about girls, girls are a distraction. If you have this mindset, you're heading for something bad, bro. Why? Okay, let me tell you why, right? Because right now is the time where you're supposed to speak to girls, right? Because you know it feels very easy to just neglect girls, just neglect your love life and just go all in, right? And that's what most of our parents have been telling us, that beta, don't go and like speak to like the girl in your class. No, 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 no. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. Speaking on the call with her for like 2 hours last night or something, right? No, 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 no. That's very bad. You spoke to her for like 2 minutes. Oh, who's that girl on your phone? Stuff like that, right? We've been fed that, bro. And then once you're like 25, they want you to get married. That's the worst thing ever, right? To prevent that, defy your parents and go flirt with girls, go speak to girls, go cold approach girls, right? Why? Because I genuinely believe, and I know this, right, that guys who do not speak to girls in these years, in these like teenage-ish, late teens, right, early teens and stuff, right, they never, they never are able to speak to girls, right? Why? Because this skill, it's it's something which is much easier to build up while you're still young, right? Because uh, let's say you're 17 years old, right? You go up to a girl on the street, and you think she's cute, right? And you start flirting with her. You call her cute. Hey, I like your eyes. Hey, oh, are you on Insta? Oh, are you from here? Okay, let's set up a date. And then you find out that she's 13, right? You just say sorry, and you leave. It's fine. Now imagine you're like 25. You haven't spoken to a girl ever in your life, right? You try and do the same, right? She ends up being 17. There's so much more social stigma for you because you don't know how to handle that pressure, right? And this is considering that you actually even speak to girls at that age, right? The thing is that if you're a creep, right? Let's say worst case scenario, you're a creep, right? You comment like nice tits on like a girl's Instagram story, right? You're like, oh, nice tits, right? The worst possible case scenario is that she takes a screenshot of your chat, posts it on her story, right? Probably gonna go to the group chat, definitely gonna go to the story, right? It ends there. It's gonna end in like 2 weeks, right? Now, let's say you do something similar when you're like 25, right? You're gonna go to jail for sexual harassment, bro. It's a entire different ball game because you cannot afford to make mistakes like that. Like, obviously, it was like a very, very extreme example I gave, right? But a lot of guys are accidentally creeps, right? Like, all of us have done it. All of us have been there. But all of us have accidentally been creeps to like girls, right? Sending weird pictures and stuff like stuff like that, right? All of us have done that. And you must have noticed that if you've done it while you're still young, the consequences are like at that time it'll seem like the world is falling apart, but in the next 2 days you'll forget about it, right? And the girl will forgive you in like a few weeks. Maybe she'll forgive you the day you apologize, right? They'll all forget it. No one remembers it, right? But when you're an adult, people do not forget that. People will complain to HR. People will call the cops on you. You will go viral on Twitter or X or whatever, right? And that'll be a much worse hit to your reputation than doing it at this tender age. So that's why you should start flirting with these girls in your class, these girls on the street, these girls on the train, these girls on the bus. Fuck the social stigma, right? I hope I don't get claimed by YouTube, like stricken by YouTube for saying all these cuss words and stuff. But yeah, that's it for today.